Killstreaks are what separates Call of Duty from other FPS games. They're a reward for doing well, which is something we love, but sometimes they're really annoying. Imagine something so powerful, it makes the COD community come together. I don't know whether to be impressed or irritated thinking about the top 10 most hated kill streaks in Call of Duty history. 10th, the War Machine from Black Ops 2. This was basically just the Modern Warfare 2 grenade launcher with Danger Close. But with the War Machine, you didn't need to worry about one-man army after every 2 grenades launched, because you gotta have 12 of them. It's so hated because it takes no skill to use and gives you easy multi-kills, and there was nothing you could do to stop it. Well, there was something you could do to stop someone from getting 12 easy kills, and that was to use Flak Jacket, but that didn't stop it from killing you in 2 grenades. You might as well have just put your hands up and surrendered. And there's only 2 reasons it didn't place higher on the list. First, it was fun to use yourself. Second, people almost never used it because they had class. Even with that, it deserves to be here because it was annoying anytime someone used the War Machine against you. 9th, the Hunter Killer Drone from Black Ops 2. Personally, I loved using this kill streak, but when it was called in against me, it wasn't nearly as enjoyable. Everyone knew what this sound meant. I don't like that sound. Yep. As soon as I heard enemy Hunter Killer Drone inbound, I'd just go hide in a building. But what made the Hunter Killer an issue was how cheap and easy it was to earn. Imagine an entire team using it, and all they had to do was throw it in the air, and it would fly around until it found someone. I think it was a little too powerful for how cheap it was, because the explosion was big enough to take out anyone nearby the player it decided to target. You could get triple kills with the Hunter Killer Drone, and when it was constantly being used, it was incredibly annoying because you had to just chill out inside until you heard it dive into one of your teammates. It completely threw off the flow of the game and made people hate it. Even with me who loved it, I also hated it when it was called in too much. Think of how many streaks it ended for you. Glad I could bring back some memories. Leave a comment to let me know what kill streak you hate the most. I'm really curious to hear your opinion. 8th, the SATCOM from COD Ghosts. This one is here because no one liked it, and was one of the few times the entire Call of Duty community agreed on something. The SATCOM sucks, and we hate it. Why would they ever think it was a good idea to replace the UAV with something else? It was just a little box you put on the ground and was pretty bad unless you had other teammates use the little box and threw it on the ground at the same time as you. So they changed something everyone liked and then expected COD players to work together to make it good. I don't know who the developers think we are as COD players, but that's not it. Basically, you needed 2 SATCOMs down at once to have a standard sweeping UAV and 4 SATCOMs to get an advanced UAV out of them. And unlike some earlier CODs, you couldn't stack your kill streaks, meaning you could only put 1 down at a time yourself, meaning that a SATCOM would show red dots on the minimap when your teammates could see the enemy. If this list was for the stupidest kill streaks ever, then the SATCOM would have been at 1. If you're enjoying the video and remembering these awful kill streaks, please hit the like button so I know if you want me to make more of these COD videos. 7th, the RCXD specifically from Black Ops 1. While you can't drive it on walls like the HCXD, it is so much worse. You may be wondering why, and it's because you can stack the RCXDs infinitely in Black Ops 1. This meant you could choose to use 20 RCXDs in a row. It's basically like having 10 Hunter Killer Drones thrown out back to back to back and on, because in Black Ops 1, if you earned 20 RCXDs and hadn't called one in yet, you still had 20 RCXDs. Where in Black Ops 2, if you'd earned 20 Hunter Killer Drones and hadn't called any of them in, you only had 1 Hunter Killer Drone. And think of this, if you used Hardline in Black Ops 1, it only took a 2 kill streak to earn an RCXD, meaning it was pretty easy to stack 10 of these at once. And to be fair, I think your kill streak should stack if you earn them, because you deserve to use them whenever you want. In this instance, it was really annoying though. However, it's more annoying now when you earn a UAV, it will replace the old one, meaning your 2 earned UAVs is only 1 UAV. It's really stupid, but let's get back on track to the most hated kill streaks with the Guardian from Black Ops 2. Could it be useful in objective game modes and be used effectively? Yes. Is that how people used it? No. The Guardian is hated because it was the camper's best friend. Someone who called themselves the Worm perfected the lamest way to use the Guardian ever, which is what made it become hated. It wasn't useful for getting kills, not useful for seeing where enemies were, but useful for going in a room and staying there with trophy systems, claymores, a place down riot shield, a shotgun, a sentry gun, and multiple guardians. Just imagine walking into a room and seeing this. I don't know whether to hate this guy who invented this strategy or be impressed, but what I can do is hate the Treyarch developers who thought to allow all these things to be used together. I can't tell you why they allowed this, but I can tell you that 84% of you watching aren't subscribed, and if just 1% more of you did, we'd be at 100K, which would mean a lot to me. So please hit that button, it's free. I appreciate all of you a lot. Fifth, the air patrol from Cold War. What this killstreak does is fine, but how Cold War's killstreak system works, paired with how cheap the air patrol was, is why it's so hated. So what the air patrol did was attack enemy air killstreaks and countered enemy air patrols. But Cold War decided to take the Modern Warfare 3 invention of support killstreaks, but make the whole game only have support killstreaks, where people would get them every game. Sounds kinda dumb, but the air patrol made it worse because it only cost 2,400 score to earn. Basically, at least 8 out of 12 players were gonna be using this killstreak every single game, and if you earned a gunship for 10,000 points, you knew it was gonna be immediately taken out by the air patrol. This stupid streak with this stupid system made the big killstreaks pointless. Killstreaks are supposed to be a reward for doing well and give you a dopamine hit for using powerful killstreaks like a chopper gunner or AC-130, but that is completely wiped out on Cold War because of this one singular hated killstreak. Fourth, the stealth bomber from Modern Warfare 3, aka the no-skill multi-kill. Why was it called that? Because it was a support killstreak that every noob loved using and spamming it. Why did they do this? Because it was the killstreak they could earn that gave them a boatload of kills. The stealth bomber was basically a nuke that covered half the map, and it makes no sense why they used it as a support killstreak, because it assaulted everyone and their mother. It was just a nightmare and one of the biggest complaints about Modern Warfare 3's multiplayer, but I guess they wanted the game to have a few issues, so it wasn't perfect. Third, the swarm from Black Ops 2. I don't think any other killstreak has ever made so many players leave matches. This one is so high on the list because it was bad for whoever earned it and whoever it got called in against. We already talked about the hunter-killer drone earlier and how it would fly around and lock onto someone and then blow them up. But instead of that, there would be 100 of these hunter-killer drones flying around in the sky, meaning one of them would see every enemy player in a second, lock on, and blow them up just to repeat over and over again for 45 seconds, and would guarantee 20 plus kills for whoever called it in. Or so you thought. Something that took 1900 score without dying should be insanely powerful, and for someone to earn a swarm means they're having a great game, but the fear it struck into the other team made them all leave immediately. This made your swarm only get 6-7 kills before there was no one for it to get, and your good game was over because they all quit. Now you don't get to keep the lobby you were dominating in and get brand new players. The swarm was basically self-sabotage. If you were good, you should have used basically any other high kill streak. The opponents hated it, which made you hate it because the swarm didn't work out good for either team. And as the great B Solo said, it's basically a nuke because the other team would quit faster than your mom could unbutton her pants. Link to his channel will be in the description. Second, the system hack from Advanced Warfare. It would have been at 1 if they didn't nerf it. For the first month of Advanced Warfare, there was a huge X and skull in the middle of your screen the entire duration of it, making sure you couldn't see anything. It was the worst thing of all time. Luckily, that got fixed, but if you remember that streaks could be upgraded in AW, you'll remember you had the ability to add the lovely feature of disabling exosuits with it. So in the first ever advancement Call of Duty, the developers had the bright idea to include a streak that could take that all away from an entire team on maps that were exclusively designed to only work with advanced movement. What were they thinking? And don't worry, it didn't end there. You had no minimap, no reticle, and couldn't see how much ammo you had. But luckily for a great player like me with reloaditis, that part wasn't much of a problem. Everyone hated this kill streak for being a more detrimental version of the EMP and it being used way more. Quickly, I wanted to give a dishonorable mention to death streaks in MW2 and MW3 because those things sucked. First, the white phosphorus from MW 2019. The kill streak that was terrible for everyone. It didn't matter if it was an enemy or your teammate calling it in, or if it was even yourself calling it in, the white phosphorus just sucked. It would cover the entire map with white gas, essentially a giant smoke grenade, making it so you couldn't see 5 feet in front of your face. It also left what was basically random claymores around the map that would instantly take anyone out who touched them. It would just slow the game down to a halt in an already slow-paced game. It wasn't even very good, and it was a 10 kill streak to earn. And if you wanted it to be less underwhelming and actually perform well, and decide to play hardcore, you were 100% getting kicked from the game for killing too many teammates. Screw this kill streak, and screw this game, and if you want to know one thing I hated from every Call of Duty, click here. I know you'll enjoy it. Peace.